All right, we're going to get right into it. I want to bring this to your attention because last time we got caught flat-footed, right? But I don't want you to get caught flat-footed this time. So I'm going to throw this out there. You could share it with your friends, but we're going to get right into it. Why do they do war games?
According to Wikipedia, a professional war game, specifically, is a war game that is used by military organizations to train officers in tactical and strategic decision-making, to test new tactics and strategies, or to predict trends in future conflicts.
So what I'm going to show you guys right now is a video that Bill Gates and the boys put out.
What makes an exercise really, really valuable is if it's firstly well planned and thought through, but then if the results of that exercise are thought about and then changes that are suggested by what we learn are actually implemented.
Most of us don't respond well if we face something that's rare and catastrophic. It's almost like inoculating them. Exercises are a form of inoculation for emergencies. You start to bring together people that need to respond to the crisis, but they've never met each other before. They don't usually work with each other. And people from different departments getting to know each other and learning to cooperate really helped.
So different sorts of exercises that I've participated in have included all government agencies here in Australia working together to work through the consequences of pandemic. I've participated in several of those.
The value comes in not only the learning, but the interaction that you have with others.
This exercise was particularly valuable because it catalyzed, or it brought together the essence of what can we do to be prepared for a situation that is, per definition, unpredictable.
That was very interesting, right? Now I'm going to show you guys a clip of how they actually war gamed it out with fake newscasts and everything, okay? Check out this clip.
SARS-25 is spreading within 50 countries. The total number of cases to date is estimated at 100,000, with over 1,300 deaths. Many of the dead are children.
Our goal today is to highlight some of the specific challenges that we as a global community can face in a future pandemic. Catastrophic contagion is a policy-focused tabletop aimed at national leaders. The scenario is meant to represent the types of challenges that we may face and not be a prediction of any specific event. So our scenario, which is set in 2025, supposes that an international network called the Pandemic Corps has been established in collaboration with WHO and with participation by many countries. And with that, the exercise begins.
I want to thank you all for coming on short notice. As you know, the World Health Organization is receiving urgent requests for guidance regarding the new enterovirus outbreak in Latin America.
Early projections suggest that a severe pandemic is possible if the epidemic is not quickly contained.
A newly developed PCR-based diagnostic is already in use at national public health laboratories in both countries under emergency authorization, but testing capacity remains severely limited.
Because community transmission is currently limited to these two countries, some experts believe containment is still possible.
So the question for our first discussion here in this group is, should WHO recommend countries implement robust travel restrictions for Nueva Esperanza and San Rafael? And should WHO recommend closing schools in the affected areas of those countries?
Recommended measures should be driven by scientific evidence.
So whatever needs to be done in a way that can be done quickly but sustained.
GNN will continue to follow the emerging health crisis.
SARS-25 is now confirmed in 14 countries, with more than 8,700 confirmed cases and 155 deaths reported worldwide.
The Pandemic Corps believes that there may still be a window of opportunity before SEERS-25 becomes a pandemic.
Should WHO recommend to countries that they voluntarily send public health specialists and responders to those countries most in need?
Action needs to be taken at country level, and that needs to be enabled through a concerted global response that needs to massively scale up.
There should be additional responders, but that should be combined with training of local people on scale.
Plausibility of containment is very low.
This is unfolding, it's evolving. So while it's Latin America focused heavily, we shouldn't forget the wider picture, expanding the tools, making them available, and having a better sense of what's really going on.
So here's Bill Gates out of his own mouth talking about him meeting with Donald J. Trump.
Have you met with Donald Trump since the election?
Yeah, I had a chance to go have a long and actually quite intriguing dinner with him.
What did you discuss? What was intriguing?
Well, we touched on a lot of things. It was over 3 hours. To my surprise, it was, just he and I, his chief of staff, Susie Wiles, and the person who helps manage things for me, Larry Cohen. So the four of us sat there, and it was quite wide-ranging. Global health's the area that I work in, and such amazing things have happened and can happen there. I spoke a lot about HIV and that the foundation's literally working on a cure for that. We're at an early stage, and so he, in the COVID days, accelerated the vaccine innovation. So I, was asking him if maybe the same kind of thing could be done here, and we both got, I think, pretty excited about that. We talked about polio, where we're very close to getting that done, but if you stop, it'll spread back. And so I explained why it's been tough in Pakistan, Afghanistan. We've had cases show up in Gaza. We have cases in Africa. And he was fascinated to hear what he could do to maximize the chance that during the next 4 years, that incredible milestone will be achieved. I felt like he was, energized and, looking forward to helping to drive innovation. I was frankly impressed with how well he showed a lot of interest in the issues I brought up.
I don't know, this could be a big fat nothing burger, right? But you have to remember that he was the father of Operation Warp Speed. So if he talked to Bill Gates for several hours and they had such a chummy conversation, and then now you see this on your screen, all right, telling you what could drop in 2025. By the way, that was an October scenario, okay? So I just want to keep this stuff on your radar, right? It's up to you guys to do your homework. It's up to you guys to be prepared. It's up to you guys to look into this stuff and not just walk around daily being distracted, okay? I got a weird feeling about this one, but it could just be nothing, right? This could just be a nothing burger. But I'm afraid we have a little bit of precedence. All right, share this video with your friends, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Wow, this stuff's getting crazy.